of next month. Zuma appeared briefly in the Durban High Court this morning on charges of corruption. The state opened today's proceedings. Advocate Billy Downer told the court that the state was ready to prosecute, but the defense was not. Zuma's legal representative, Michael Hali, argued that they were waiting for a presidency response regarding who will pay Mr. Zuma's legal fees. Hali said a letter on the matter was sent to the presidency last month. The DA and the EFF have approached the court challenging the law used by former President Thabo Mbeki to pay legal fees for Mr. Zuma. The Gauteng High Court is yet to rule on the matter. KZN Deputy Judge President Njabuliseni Madondo warned Zuma to attend the next court case in Pietermaritzburg.
Pietermaritzburg has more accommodation and is very easy to manage the case of this nature. There are still some applications to be lodged, as Mr. Hali for the accused number one has indicated that accused number one still wishes to pursue the his review application, and there could also be some other application still waiting for the outcome of the matter, which is before court in Gauteng. In the application lodged by the DA and EFF. Mr. Downer, hopefully by the 27th of July, I think maybe some of the outstanding issues will be resolved.
Meanwhile, political analyst Kaya Sitole says former President Jacob Zuma continues to enjoy support in KwaZulu-Natal and across the country.
He has this unique ability to sort of engage the masses on a very personal level. So people have always identified that with him and seen him as a man of the people. So even if you remember, the tsunami that delivered him in Polokwane was really based on the fact that people felt that he was far more accessible than the president that they had before. He was someone with whom you could engage and sort of talk about issues that mattered to you. So of course that endeared him to a lot of people. And over the 10 years in which he was the president of the ANC, some of that support might have waned on the basis that people felt that actually the promise didn't really meet the reality. So I still think that some people still remember that actually this was a person to whom we were endeared on the basis that he actually just does know how to engage with individuals just beyond the veneer of politics. So I think that's something that he's always had and he still possesses, and perhaps that's why people still stick to him.
Working around the clock to make sure that ordinary citizens of the country that want to support President Jacob Zuma can do so. You'd understand that President Jacob Zuma, we take him as the father of radical economic transformation and land expropriation without compensation, of which we believe it's going to begin to do justice for an African people who for over 350 years has been dispossessed of their land by the white settlers who came in this country.
Gosang, you've continuously said that you believe that President Jacob Zuma is an innocent man and that there's possibly political interference in this case, and you've continued to say that this is your position.
Of course, it is our position. Even 10 years ago, you'd recall Bulelani Nguga, the manner in which he interfered with the case, the timing, when should President Jacob Zuma be charged, and so on. And we're also saying that by the time this arms deal was conducted, President Jacob Zuma was not even president of the country at that time. He was just only an MEC in KwaZulu-Natal. How could he have had so much power? But we are saying that we are not fooled by neither the media and whosoever that is peddling lies about our revolutionary leader. We know that he's persecuted for standing on the side of the poor, the oppressed majority of South Africa, who today own less than 20% of the land of their country, of their origin, and the vast majority, the vast land of South Africa, more than 80% is owned by foreigners, white settlers, and so forth.
I just want to come back now to the support that is outside. Now, last time you said that there was quite a huge crowd. I don't see as big a crowd as today, as you had said. You'd promised to triple the numbers of people that were. Have you managed to bring as many people as you had expected?
Look, let's talk about the event itself. I appreciate that it is not organized by ourselves. This is a court case which starts at 9 o'clock, even our march, we could not start it anyhow to accommodate the buses that are ferrying in people. You would recall that last time, by the time the crowds were dispersing, lots of buses were still descending to the city of Durban. And right now I have requests from provinces as far as Western Cape, Gauteng. In Gauteng in particular, we've got about 4,000 people who want to be part of this event but could not, in terms of logistics, accommodate them. So people throughout the length and breadth of the country, they love Zuma. This, what you see today, the numbers that are here, are just a fraction of representation of how the true revolutionary people of this country understand that our revolution is under siege and we need to stand up and defend our own revolution, because if our revolution cannot defend itself, it's not worth being called a revolution.